Guys, just gonna be a short one today. I got tied up doing some stuff, basically getting ready for going on vacation, kind of getting some stuff set up for the guys and some stuff ready to ship for myself. But anyways, what I wanted to do is I wanted to do a video on talking about bearing sizes. I get this question, I get the question probably more often than I think I should. And I don't know if it's misinformation from, just collapsing the tripod here. If it's misinformation from shops or people get information or whatever, misinformation. So let's just have a little talk about it. And then next time somebody asks, I can just refer them to this video. So now if you have a crankshaft, I have some here that are ground, but I don't really want to unwrap it. I'll see if I can find a couple pictures. If I can't, I'm just going to write it out here just so you guys know what I'm talking about here to start with. But so if you get a crankshaft that has stamped or written an M or R or T, and then it has, let's say, a 10, 20, 30 beside it. So that would be kind of the idea written on it. Let's get this in here. Turn it around. There, that's better. So if it has this stamped, well, most guys will stamp them and not just write it on there because then it doesn't ripe off, so it's easy to see. So anyways, so M is for main, R rod, T is for rod as well when they're grinding crankshafts. So if you have a 10 thou main or 10 thou rod, let's just for instance, you'll always be in standard pretty much. Whenever guys are grinding, especially in North America, they're always going to talk in standard. Now your bearings are usually going to be in metric if you're talking about a Cummins. Now, so for instance, if you have a crankshaft that has an M and then 20 behind it and then a T with a 10 behind it, that means your rod bearing is 10 thou. Your main journal has been ground 20 thou. So you're 20 thou smaller than factory. And then if you have T with 10, you are 10 thou ground off of the main throw. So all of your mains, well, I shouldn't say that. They should be, if they have been ground, all of the mains should be 20 thou. If they've been ground, all of your rods should be 10 thou. If they're not, whoever did it was a hack. Should not do that. Always should be the same size. But anyways, we won't get into that. Now, if you're talking in metric, so if you go, just save me rewriting it again here. So 10 thou in metric is 0.25 millimeters. Your 0.5 millimeters for 20, and then 0.75 millimeters for 30. That's the metric equivalence for those. So I just grabbed some rod bearings here for 12 valve. Now, if you are looking at the box here, this one is going to be a standard, so there's no designation of size. So that's going to be a standard rod bearing. Oh, I have these mixed up. This one is going to be a 10 thou rod bearing. This one's going to be a 20 thou rod bearing. This one's going to be a 30 thou rod bearing. So now with Cummins stuff, as far as you can go is 30 thou. Most crankshafts are, you're not going to go more than 30. I think small block Chevys and stuff, I think you can go 40, but nonetheless. So, and then your mains are going to be the same thing. So your main for a Cummins is in a mall anyway, mall or Victor Ryan's Cleveite, whatever you want to call it. Will be an MS2328P unless you are getting into a performance bearing or whatever. But we'll talk about that in another video because I don't want to make this video too long. But it's really not too hard to to understand, but I know I do get the question, and I've had the question from, you know, like when we send out just parts to get for guys to assemble their own engines, like a builder box type of idea. They ask. Now when we're doing a builder box, we send the right bearings with it, but you know, when they're checking stuff, you know, their spec is different than what they think they should have, because you have to subtract off whatever's been ground. So anyways, like I said, I don't want to really make this video too long, but so when you're getting into it, like I said, you're going to be, with your Cummins stuff, you're going to be in metric. So if you have it stamped in there, you just need to know the metric equivalent. So if you go, if it's 1010, that will always be in standard. Usually you'll be ground in standard. I've personally never seen one in North America that was marked in metric. But usually if it is marked in metric, the guy will put behind it. So if you get it, you know, if somebody writes it out, very seldom, well, that, and you should know, if you see a 0.25, that would be a lot. That'd be 250 thou. You're not grinding that much off. There'd be anything left to the crankshaft. But pretty simple. I just wanted to do a quick run over on that, just so you guys know, you guys understand, when you see that. I actually had somebody message me today, and I just thought of it, I should just do a video on it. So anyways, if you have any questions, comments, any of that type of stuff, hit me down below, and we'll catch you on the next one. Remember, it's not rocket science.